What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Montana Method Podcast. One more time. As always, your host, Nelson Rodriguez Jr., author, writer of the Montana Method. Today, I have a very special guest, as always. I have a great friend of mine that I admire and respect very much. We went to war together back in the day, in our sales days. He's a veteran in the industrious area of sales, business, entrepreneurship, and life itself. He has a lot of wisdom, a lot of really cool stories, and he's one of the most skilled people I have met when it comes to business, sales, entrepreneurship. Please welcome my good friend, Randy Gonzalez.
I've been out here hustling all my life. Every day we get into it. Really out here in these streets. That's day and night. Like there's nothing to it. When I was going through it, dog, I never got your call. I never asked for nothing, no. But now I want it all. I promise I'ma do it. Came from rags to riches. Rags to riches. Came from rags to riches. Rags to riches. Came from rags.
What's up, brother?
How you doing, man? I'm excited. This is cool, man. I love it.
You like the Montana mansion,
Yeah,
bro?
man. I love it. I love it.
It's cool, man. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks for having me on, man.
Of course. Excited to have you, man.
When you asked me, I was like, yeah, man, I'm down.
You're killing it on TikTok, bro.
I'm working on it. It's exciting. It's new for me, you know? So,
yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's fun. You know me. I like to talk in front of people. So it's fun.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. You were one of the first people I thought of when I started working at Cadillac, you know, because, I mean, you can guess who's number one, right? Yeah.
Stiff, man. Yeah. Cadillac is good. Cadillac's it's a high-end car, so it's good.
Yeah. Good stuff.
It's a good product. My parents drove Cadillacs. I remember when my dad was he was running one of the biggest manufacturing plants here in the state of Florida of window treatments, manufacturing window treatments. And I remember back in those days when my dad was balling, he's a Cuban that came here from Cuba, and literally I saw this man live the American dream off the chain. He would change the cars every 4 years. They would get brand new Cadillacs. That's why the Cadillacs, I drove in a lot of Cadillacs when I was young. My first car was driving around my mom's DeVille all the time with all my buddies, driving through the Grove. Good times in the Cadillacs.
Cadillac, man. I remember my grandfather had a slew of them. He had an 88 DeVille that was white with red interior.
Yeah.
You remember that suede
yes,
they used to?
Yes.
Bro. They don't make them like that anymore.
CTS now. Those are nice.
No, those are really nice though. Yeah, the CT5s they sell now. It's beautiful.
Cool, man.
Beautiful, man. Yeah. You were in the car business at one point, right?
Yeah, I did the car business. I was my dad had just passed away, and I took over his factory. He had a little factory where he was manufacturing verticals and buying other products from others and selling them wholesale. And I was doing that for a little while with him because I worked in the big factory with him and all my cousins for a long time. We were number one in the state at that time in manufacturing. And my father passed away. He had this little company that he had started because he had gotten out of it with my cousins and stuff. And my other cousin calls me. I had just gotten out of the Navy, and he had started selling cars at Chevrolet. And he calls me up, and I say, hey, he goes, what are you doing, man? I go, I'm over here running this little factory here, but I'm not having fun because I'm not making the kind of money I want to make, right? He goes, listen, man, I made umpteen thousands of dollars last week. And I was like, get me an interview. And I went over there, and I talked to the general manager there, Steve Friend. That was his name, the best car man I ever met. And he took me in under his wing, and I sold 18 cars my first month. I rocked it. I mean, they didn't pay $100 flats or $50 flats like they do now. I was getting paid $1,000 commissions on Corvettes, $1,500 commissions on Vets and convertibles and the Suburbans and the Tahoes. It was a lot of fun, but it was a grind. I was single, so I was able to be there all the time. You want to make money in the car business, you got to be there bell to bell. And that's what we did, and we had a lot of fun. We sold a lot of cars. We were the #1 Corvette sales dealership in the country. We sold more Vets than anyone in the whole United States. So it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of Vets. I was driving them all the time, every day. It was a blast. So obviously right now I'm in love with a Vet, and I can't wait to get the new one. That's the dream, baby.
I told you guys this guy had great stories, man. I told you guys. Oh man, that's super fun.
Yeah, the car business is good training. It's good. It's a good experience to get into sales. I wouldn't recommend it off your first sales job You know, I knocked on doors. I've done all kinds of crazy stuff. But when I went to the car business, that's a great training because it teaches you how to build that alligator skin. So, because you know how they treat car salespeople,
Like
they treat
garbage.
you really bad. You know,
treat you like trash.
so you got to have the right attitude. So when you get those kinds of people, you know, and the people that come in, I'm just looking. I'm like, "Listen, no problem. I'm the just looking manager, man. We're in good shape. And they would start cracking up just like you just did. So that's it. Crocodile. I broke the ice right away, and then we'd start. And the next thing you know, I'm waving them by on their new car. Have a great weekend.
I hope you love your
You know,
Corvette,
but
buddy.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I would say, park it right here, and this is the sold spot, and I'll get it cleaned up for you. Oh, no, I'm not ready to take it yet. No problem.
The car business is
It was fun, man. It was so much fun. You know, the whole negotiating part of it, and it was exciting. It was fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I miss it, actually.
Oh, man. We sell Escalades for markup, and oh, my God.
Yeah, the car business right now is hardcore. You can't get anything for less than MSRP. They're selling cars. The Corvettes are going for 10, 15, 20,000 over MSRP.
And people are buying them, bro.
All day. I just put a deposit on one in a dealership in Atlanta just to get it at MSRP, a Z06.
Yeah, bro.
Because I called my buddy here that runs the general manager of the dealership, and he tells me, Randy, $20,000 over MSRP. I go, come on, man, I'm your boy. He goes, brother, not even for my mother. That's exactly what he said to me.
Yeah, bro.
So I talked to a friend of mine that just ordered one, just got it the other day. He goes, Atlanta, I got a guy. Called him on the phone. He says the waiting list is like 2 years. So it's interesting.
Yeah, man.
To say the least.
It's a lot of fun, though. It's so much fun.
Super.
I walked in there. So, I told you I work in BDC, so.
I did that. We had to do that. That was part of. Now they have people that are there all day, and that's all they do. When we were doing it, it was kind of like a thing was just getting started.
Oh, okay.
It was like the internet and all that was going. I'm not that old, but it was part of our process. We had to go there every day for an hour and make our follow-up calls and do. You know. So yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm the number one. So the owners of that dealership own 15 of them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm the number one guy in Cadillac and the number two guy in the whole company. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun, making good money, and the car business. It's interesting because I'm applying all the stuff we learned. You know, all
absolutely,
the stuff,
man.
And we're rocking and rolling. It's going great. I immediately thought of you because you were a guy who had some skills. You had skills for days. You had a lot of stuff that I picked up on. And we fed off each other back in the old, I mean, we've done all kinds of stuff together.
I used to hide. My cousin was really bad. He was a monster salesman. And I used to sit behind the cubicle when he would be doing a deal, and I would hide behind the other cubicle next to him, and I would just sit there and listen to him, and he would be negotiating. He was like, oh, well, you want my tie? And he would take off his shoes sometimes, and we would put them on the desk. What else do you want me to give you? And it was awesome. It was so much fun. It's different now, but it was back then. You had the hustle to get a deal.
Yeah.
If you wanted to get a deal, make money on the deal. You could make $100 on the deal, but if you wanted to make $1,000, you had to work on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If somebody came in and closed your deal, you lost half your deal. So you didn't want that to happen. You wanted to close it yourself. So yeah, and that's how you sit there and listen and take notes, and it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome, man. So was that how you got into sales originally?
No,
was it cars?
Man.
How'd you start?
I got into sales. I got to say I got into sales when I was working for my father in the blinds industry. And I started to learn, because my father did wholesale manufacturing. So I dealt with the people in the office that were already clients, and they were the same clients all the time. They were just buying, and then they were reselling the same product that we sold to them, obviously. And then I made a couple buddies, and eventually it's like, I should go to a house and measure the windows and sell the blinds myself. And one day I just took a shot. Somebody gave me a name and a number of somebody that needed blinds, and I went to their house. I knew how to do all the pricing because I did it every day. But I just did it for wholesale, so I just added a markup to the price. And I went and did an estimate my first time. And since I knew so much about blinds, it was easy. I didn't realize that I was already so good that I just had never gotten in front of a retail customer. I was used to working with wholesale customers. So when I dealt with you, I already knew you. I already seen you a bunch of times. I was just giving you new pricing on whatever sizes or particular product you were buying. And man, when I went and made my first sale, I did my first that's when I realized that I loved it. This was for me. And then I started my own business with a friend of mine, and it was called Blinds by Design. I remember it was a great name, and that was right around the time that Hurricane Andrew was about to hit Miami.
Wow.
And when Hurricane Andrew hit Miami, after the recovering, after a few weeks of recovering and everybody fixing their homes, when it came time to start doing the windows, probably a couple months down the line, because it was really bad when Hurricane Andrew. It was scary. I remember driving through homes that it looked like a giant had stepped on all the houses. It was really bad when Hurricane Andrew. I feel bad for those people in Fort Myers right now. It's terrible. I've seen the pictures. But I remember my first, I think I was in my 20s, Nelson. I had a month where me and my buddy did $40,000 in sales. Most of that was profit. And it was awesome. We had so much fun. We were driving around in limousines. We didn't know what to do with the freaking money. We were kids, bro. We were driving around in limousines and going to parties, going to the Grove. No. It was a lot of fun. Great experience. Learn how to manage money. Learn how to blow your money.
Yeah. That seems to be a reoccurring thing in sales. You have those monster months, and then you got the salesmen who think it's going to last forever, and they go and they blow it all, man.
They call that going from hero to zero.
Yeah.
So that's why you got to consistently hit it hard. You got to be thinking, you're going to get your next paycheck. Your check this week is going to be a couple $1,000. You're already starting to work for your next one. You're already getting your next one ready. That's what the player does. You can either be the guy that runs out of money, and then you're asking your other salesman buddy for $20 because you don't have any money to eat lunch because you blew all your money and you don't have a good check coming up, or you had a shitty week and they take part of your check in your draw. And so, yeah, that's how you learn. Yeah, it's about consistency, grind.
No, for sure. Consistency is everything in sales. Yeah. Fortune is in the follow-up.
In the follow-up, brother. That's where the money's at. People don't realize that. The money's in the follow-up. Yeah, you're going to get laydowns. You're going to get people that are going to say, yeah, this is the price. So sign here, and you can give me your driver's license and your credit card for that deposit. We'll go ahead and get included. And people will sign. And then there's some people that it would take you 3 hours. Those were the fun ones. Yeah. It's a grind, but it's a fun grind. And like I was saying in one of my trainings the other day, is when you're doing something that you love, you have a passion for, it's not work anymore. You know what I mean? It's like it's a game.
Fun.
It's a game. I heard a video from John Madden. John Madden is a great NFL commentator, football player, football coach, commentator, one of the best commentators we had in the NFL. It was amazing. I missed that dude so much. And he was telling a story the other day, and he was saying, I saw a video of his. He was young as heck in that video too. And he's telling the story of how when he was a kid, and he was talking to his dad was a car mechanic. And that the dad told him he told his dad that I want to go get a job. And his dad looked at him and said, listen, son, don't get a job. You keep playing, having fun, because once you get a job and you start working, you will never stop working. And then obviously we know what John Madden did. And he spent his whole life playing. And he goes, my dad would be proud because I never started working. You know what I mean?
Man,
he spent his whole life doing what he loved. So it's not a job, man. I have a lot of friends and people that I work with that it's like that. You wake up in the morning, you talk to your boys, your people that are in the industry, or your mentors, that you're in the hustle. And it's not a job, man. It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. Get your ups and downs, but that's how you learn. That's how you get better. Sales and entrepreneurship, what I love is you get paid in direct proportion to your skill set. You know what Absolutely. I mean? You got to be always working on your craft. Always. It's an amazing thing. That's why I love, in times like this, recession, whatever, people are like, what should I do? You should go learn a skill, man. And listen, one of the top paid professions in the world is sales. Absolutely. Outside of, starting your own business, a salesman gets paid top dollar anywhere you go. There's no limit. Once you learn how to sell, you can go anywhere and make money. Anywhere in the world. You can sell low-end items, high-end items. It just depends on you.
We've done all kinds of stuff together, man. We were back in the ACN days. We were selling telecommunication services. That was so much fun. Oh,
I love network marketing.
it was so much
I
fun.
still
man.
love it. I'm sure I'll do it one day.
Maybe.
Everything I do, my mind is always, hey, come on, man, work with me. I'll help you make some money. I'll help you. Because that's the way it is. You know, who was it that said, Zig Ziglar, the more people we can help get what they want, the more of what we want we're going to get. That's the way it is.
Yeah, man.
That's what I love about network marketing. You got to help other people make money.
For sure.
You know?
And then we did a few things together. We sold insurance.
You know who I got in network marketing? How I got started in network marketing? In the Amway business. Okay? And when I got in the Amway business, it was like taboo, man. Nobody wanted to hear about Amway. Amway had already been around for a while. But when I got in it, that's when Tim Foley, that played for the Miami Dolphins, and Dexter Yeager, and all those guys were in their prime.
He just passed away.
Yeah, Dexter I talked about him the other day. He's absolutely one of the guys that I learned how to dream from. And when I talk about the dream, I think about Dexter. But, and I got to experience network marketing from those guys. That's the company that taught me how to self-educate myself, how to start reading books, how to start making myself better. Books like How to Win Friends and Influence People and The Magic of Thinking Big that teaches you how to dream. And that's when my game changed. And that's when I was selling blinds and working for my dad. My dad said, I got a friend of mine that wants to talk to you about a business. And I remember he showed me the circles, bro, because that's what they saw, the circle. He showed me, and I understood it. Because a lot of people don't understand it. And I understood it, and I was like, man, can you show me that again? Because I wanted to make sure I understood properly the whole concept of network marketing. And he showed it to me again, and I couldn't sleep for days. I was reading, I think I read my first month like 6 books. I was reading my first year, I read like 30 books. I was listening to 2 and 3 cassettes a day. I was reading and educating myself, driving around the car, going to seminars, going to conventions, going to see Dexter, going to see Tim Foley. And that's what you got to do. You got to work on you. You got to learn a skill. And I learned how to work with people, man. Once you learn how to treat people and know how to, respond, how to handle rebuttals, and it changes your game. It just takes you to, and you can take that to anything that you do in life. You know what I mean? So obviously you and me have ridden around in the car, cranking on Eric Thomas, listening to Les Brown, and getting pumped up and going to the call center and making the call. I remember when I took you to that call center, you never did that before, and you killed it, man. Yeah, man. Because you already had the skills. You just had never done that before. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. You were crushing it. I was like, dude, this guy never done this before. And Tom's looking at me like, where'd you get this guy from? It was great. It was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
That just goes to show you, it's once you build a skill set, you can take it anywhere, man.
Yeah, man.
Anywhere.
Absolutely.
Anywhere in the planet.
Anything.
You could drop a guy like you or me off in...
Like my cousin says, just drop me off with a helicopter and a pen.
There you go.
And let's go.
It's amazing. That's what I love about skills. It doesn't, bankruptcy, divorce, prison, none of that stuff will ever take it away.
Been there, done that.
Years can pass by. No prison.
Praise God.
Yeah. So it's just a matter of, it doesn't matter what happens to you. That's what I love about it. Once you develop yourself, you learn a skill, you commit to it, you commit to getting better. It's just a matter of time before you're there where you want to be, as long as you keep doing it, You
just can't give up. Just keep trucking. Set your goals. Have your goals up. Your dream. Whatever you want to call it, bro. Your why. Family. Picture of I have my family on my computer screens, bro, where I'm working. So I had 2 big giant ones. So I'm working on one over here, and over here you can see my Nelson, Chloe, and Christy, and me. We're in a big picture here at the Empire State Building, and in my board and the cars. And it's funny because then you go back and look at a board. I have a board that I've had for like 7 years, and I was looking at it the other day, and one of the things I saw on it was my wife's dream car that I was able to achieve that. And it feels good when you hit big goals, you buy your first home, It's really a really, a fulfilling feeling when you hit the goals. When you grind and you think that you're just going to be a failure forever, because you got to fail. There's no way you can win without failing. It's part of the process. You know, they used to say in the Amway that you would have a 1 gallon here of a jug and a 500-gallon jug tank over here. And for you to fill this jug of yeses, just a gallon of yeses that will give you financial freedom, you were going to have to fill this 500-gallon one of no's first. You would fill this one, and this one's going to get full at the same time. And that's the way you have to. That's the way it is, man. And it's once your mind knows that, you accept the rejection, you accept the failure differently. It teaches you, learn from it. And the best is when you learn from other people's failures, bro. So you don't make the same mistakes. Oh no, I did that. Let me show you how to do it. Those are the best lessons because you don't have to go through those hurdles and those failures. Because, you know, my buddy told me that the other day, and it's true. He goes, that's the best. It's good to learn from your own experiences and your own failures, but it's even better when you learn from someone else's. You know? That
old saying, stupid people don't learn from their mistakes, smart people do, and wise people learn from others.
There you go. Oh, that's good, bro.
Yeah.
Nice. I like that. I never heard that.
Yeah, it's an interesting saying because if you think about it, we have access to so much information. Man. So much information.
Now it's awesome.
There's no excuse.
Just push a button and it's there.
And you can find whatever you want. YouTube, it's free. There's no excuse. And it's interesting.
Before I would have to pay.
Yeah.
For example, a seminar for a couple of hours.
Just to listen for a couple hours, right?
I was listening for a couple of hours, and I would listen to a couple. One would talk about the dream and all the successes, and the other one would talk about all the skills and everything that they had to go through and their story. And I had to pay $20, $30. I had to drive to somewhere and sit in an auditorium, dress up in a suit and tie to get the experience with a note and a pad, and now you just pull up on YouTube, dude.
The same one that you
spent all that time. It doesn't matter what, you just look it up. It's in there. There's nothing. YouTube never says not found.
Exactly. Right? Never.
It doesn't say that. I've never seen that. Whatever you want, you put it in there. Eric Thomas, Les Brown, Anthony Robbins, whatever you want to hear, whatever you want to learn about, Zig, whoever, it's in there. And it's free, bro. I had to pay. I had to pay to go to conventions, to go sit in stadiums. You've done that with me, man. We have to travel a bunch of miles, spend a couple of $1,000 to go and educate ourselves. Now it's at your fingertips.
It's all come full circle, though. I wouldn't take it away.
No way. I'll still do it.
I'd do it all over again.
I'd still go.
Yep.
Yeah, there's nothing like going in person and seeing, Grant Cardone, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
or, sure. Somebody that's going to take you to that next level.
Yeah, man. It's
day by day in every way we're getting better and better. We're never going to get there. There's never, I thought, how you talk to some people that they know everything, and they, no matter what you say, oh, yeah, I know. Damn, bro, you read that book that teaches you everything. I have never seen that book. It doesn't exist. You know what I mean?
I like that. That's good, man. Yeah. It's a matter of perspective, right? Because if you look at the people who are doing well in life, they're always learning. If you look at people who aren't doing well in life, they're never learning. It's the polar opposite. It's A and Z. Either you're always learning, always getting better, always looking to perfect your craft, always looking to learn something new, or you're stagnant. You're either growing or you're dying, quite literally. There's no in between.
One of the two.
Either you're learning something, getting better, leveling up, evolving, or you're going towards extinction. There's no middle ground.
And you got to be doing something for yourself. You have to have your own deal. You can't be working for someone else's dream. And that's a job. That's what a job is. You work for the man's dream. And there's nothing wrong with that. You and I have both had to say, Nelson, we got to go get this freaking job, and we're going to do this while we do this, because I'm tired of eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches already. That happens. You know what I mean? But you can't stay there. You have to start the side hustle. You got to do something for yourself. Don't get me wrong. There are people that's what
they want.
They want.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
They're happy with that life, and I respect that. I respect that 100%. Somebody has to be there and cook your prime rib when you go to the restaurant, brother. Somebody has to be able to come up and serve you so you can tip them good. Somebody's got to do that job. They love it. They make good money doing it. That's what they chose to do. Everybody has their part that they play in life. If you want to, I'm a bougie, like my cousin says, man. I'm bougie. I like nice stuff. I like staying in the nice hotels with the nice accommodations and the nice amenities. It's nice. But Don't get me wrong, I'll stay in the crappy hotel over there on the beach with my buddies and my wife, and we'll stay there and be at the beach and be able to hang out in the pool. It doesn't matter. But
right.
yeah, I'm bougie. My wife's bougie. My daughter loves. She's used to it already, bro. She likes the nice hotels, jumping around on top of the big giant bed. I want to go back to the hotel room. No, man, I want to go to the rest. No, I want to go eat room service, Poppy. All right, let's go, honey. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's fun, man. I love it. That's, and that's what keeps you going and chasing, because
Definitely.
it costs a little more.
So how did things shift once you got married and had a daughter? Like,
that's when it became really fun. I'll tell you a good story about that. I was working a call center. I was running a big giant call center in the health insurance industry, one of the biggest ones.
Synergy?
We were rocking. I remember we had over 100 people on that sales floor. It sounded like an airplane in there, and it was amazing. And I still hadn't run into Excel yet. I don't know if I had run into Excel or not. I don't remember. That was another MLM. But I remember I was laying in my apartment. I was living by myself, and I was just not. All my friends were married, bro. Everybody had kids already. I was the only one, all my high school best friends that I'm still in touch with to this day. And I was the only one that was still single, no wife. So, everybody was doing their thing on weekends. I had to find my own thing, go out by myself, whatever. It was fun, but it gets old. And I probably had a couple too many beers, and I was pissed. And I started screaming at God. I was pissed. I was like, what have I done wrong? How come I haven't met my wife? What's the deal? What am I doing wrong? How long do I gotta wait? And brother, not even a month later, I met Christy.
Wow.
It's amazing. You ask God for what you want, he'll answer you. He'll answer you when it's your time, but he will answer you. And ever since that, and we went out, we didn't date long. We got married right away. We had Chloe, 2011, and everything changed. Life changes when you have kids. Biggest blessing I ever had. My bonus son, Nelson, and now it's just different. I still chase it, but it's not anymore about the Ferraris and the Lamborghinis and the boats. Yeah, I still want that stuff, but now I just want to make enough money that I can hang out with my family. We can travel. We can do whatever we want, go to eat wherever we want, and do those kinds of things. We go to Disney World all the time. We travel all over the place, and that's it's a lot of fun. It's a whole different thing when you finally start your family and stuff. If that's what you choose to do, I always wanted to be a family man since I was young. I envisioned the family thing, and it's a blessing, man. I love it. I recommend it.
One day.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
One day.
You're doing great. It's gonna happen for you.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanna accomplish a couple of things, so that way when I do have the family, we're having a different conversation. It's not so much if and when we can afford to have this child. Once I find the person I want to be with, it's more like, okay, how many kids do we want to have, because we can afford it and it's not an issue, and what I mean?
It was funny because when I met my wife, after you get to know the spouse, I would sit at home. I go, okay, she makes this much money. I make this much money. Because I ain't getting married until I can take care of business. I'm not going to be a freaking bum and not, hold up my end of the deal, And when I saw, okay, we make plenty, dude, we're going to be good right now, And it was like a negotiation in my brain. It was a whole partnership, like a business partnership, but it had love in it. But then things change, My income will stop one day, or hers hasn't. I can't even say nothing to her. She's a baller. My wife is a baller, and her income has been consistent our whole relationship. Mine's the one that's been like this, because that's the way it is with entrepreneurs. You know what I mean? You have a great year or a great half a year, and then you get a couple shitty months, and But it's exciting, bro. It's a game. That's what we were talking about earlier. I'm in the game of life. I learned a long time ago. Oh, man, I wish I could remember the name of the book. The book taught me that when you feel down in your life, especially because of your finances and stuff like that, take all the good things in your life and put them like your daughter, your wife, your mother, your best friends, you're healthy, and you just take all those things and you line them up, and then you feel a lot better, dude. You do. The money is bullshit. It really is. It is. You need it. You can't survive without it. But when you have tough times, you can't let the money bring you down. You can't let that bring you down because it'll affect your game. You know, and people can see through that. That's why I tell people all the time, when you're talking on the phone and how you're doing it, make sure you're smiling because they can feel that on the other end of the phone, man. They can feel that you're smiling on the other end of the phone. It works. Yeah.
You're right. And even when you smile, your tone of voice is different, your posture, you know, all of a sudden you're like sitting up straight instead of slouching. It affects everything. Your energy.
You did moving, right, with me? That's what you did with me for a little while.
Yeah, the moving services.
And I remember when I first got involved in that business. When I first got involved in that business, you know, that's one of those things where it's continual follow-up because they're not going to pay the deposit until they're ready to move.
Right.
So they're looking for quotes. They're getting quotes, whatever. And I remember I got a call from the guy that ran the big, giant health insurance call center. He started this moving company with another guy who used to work with us. And he calls me up because, Randy, I want you to come, and I want you to run the call center. I want you to do all the hiring. I want you to learn the deal. I want you to handle everything. Tell me what you need, what the money is. I'm going to be in the building. I showed up. All the cubicles were already set up, 50 cubicles, phones, everything done.
I remember.
And I remember that I started buying leads, and then there was another guy that we hired as a manager that he was more experienced in the moving business than any of us. I didn't know anything. So we got the software that you use and all that stuff. And I remember sitting him, to make a long story short, sitting in the little cubicle making calls because I can't train a team if I don't know what to do. So I got on the phone and I started doing it for about a month with Vinny here next to me. And I remember I would kick the cubicle after making 100 calls and I haven't closed a deal. I'm losing it. You know, I'm pissed, upset. And that affects your game.
Yeah.
And I remember Vinny goes, taps me on the shoulder, Randy, come here, let's talk. And he took me outside. He goes, bro, you're upset. You need to chill out, man. You get your game back in order because you're going to have a hard time. And then I remember that day, bro, I hadn't even made a sale yet at all. 3 weeks or whatever. And I made 3 sales right after I finished talking to him. 3. I got 3 deposits that same day. And then finally, once we got it, we developed our little system. We hired 50 people, and we started cranking out of there. It was a lot of fun. So that was, yeah, you got to have the right attitude. You got to be wearing the right attitude.
The only difference between a good day and a bad day is your attitude.
Exactly.
That I'm a firm believer in that. Some of the days where, quote unquote, the worst things in life happened to me, it led to things that were just insanely good in my life. You know what I mean? Insanely good.
Your attitude is your attitude. I think Abraham Lincoln is the one that said this. It's your attitude, and no one is allowed to touch it. You can be as happy as you decide to be. Can you imagine?
Happiness is a choice, man.
Yes, brother. Yes.
It's
you can control it. You can control it. And you can keep people from touching it and affecting it. You have to learn how to block it out. You know? Some people are going to get in sometimes. The people that, you know, the ones that get in are your wife, your kids, your best friends. And those are the people who can get in because those are the ones that you open it up. You know what I mean? But, you know, if you take good care of it when it's game time and those other, you know, people try to come and those dream stealers come and try to get in your game, you got to know how to block them out. Because there are people that will go out there and steal people's dreams and crush them and keep them and stop them and forever. There's people that happens to, that they give up forever because some other human comes and tells them they can't do it. There's nothing we can't do.
I can't even fathom entertaining other people's opinions at this point in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's been, I mean, we're far past that point. I get it though. I remember being that guy.
I can entertain your opinion. I'm not going to let it, you know, we can be of, how is the Spanish, we can be of the same opinion still. No. We can agree to disagree, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I can't remember that saying.
It's
of the same opinion still. Whatever. It's a good one.
People, convinced against their will or
Of
of the same opinion still.
Yes, that's it.
They just move on, man.
Yeah, man.
That's all right. I find I used to be that guy who used to get satisfaction out of convincing people, and I've changed
Doesn't
completely.
work.
Who cares? Who gives a shit?
Mm-hmm.
Why do I need to convince this person? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Even in sales, I sometimes I look at different things that I've done and different. If I would have just, instead of selling this person that I knew was going to be a pain in my ass, right? I sold him, and I knew I could sell him, so I made him buy.
And then they'll haunt you for the
And
next
yeah.
couple months. Oh, they call you, drive you crazy.
Bro, for what?
And you probably made a mini. You probably didn't even make a good commission.
Yeah.
You know?
I could have just let him go and moved on and found a better customer who would have rewarded me more, who would have made more money.
Yep.
So it's move on. The convincing stuff, yeah, sometimes you need it does. However, there's times where it's just better to move on.
I'll tell you how I used to do it in the car business. You know, I'd be sitting here. Let's say that you were looking at a Corvette. And I knew you could buy it. At that point, I already checked your bureau. I already know your financial situation. I already know if you can buy the car or not.
Right.
Now it's about you wanting to pull the trigger on the car. And then if I'm sitting at the desk with you and I'm negotiating the deal with you on the car and you're giving me a hard time, you know, I'm pulling the trigger, I would tell you, Nelson, come here, let me show you something real quick. And I would take them outside and I would go to like a really nice Camaro. I would downgrade them. And I would show him, listen, what do you think about this car, man? He goes, no, I want a Corvette, not the Camaro. I go, what, dude, you're giving me we're over there for an hour already talking about the Corvette. I don't know if that's in your league, if that's what you really want, you know, so I want to show you this car and see if maybe this will work for you. No, what are you insulting me? No, I want the Corvette. Well, let's go look at the Corvette again, bro. Pa, and I will go get the keys. The Corvette convinced them, not me. I would put him back in the car again. Come on, let's go make sure it's the right color and everything. And I would get him back in the car. I would start it. Come on, let's go. Drive it again. Let's go around the block again. Boom, I put him back in the car. I get him back in this dream, bro. Is this the car, Nelson? You like it? You want it? Yes, I want it. Are we good on the number? Yes, okay, let's go wrap it up. Pull it right in here. Let him clean it right now. Let's go. And then it would be really quick. Sign it and we're done. You know what I mean? Rather than sitting there, me trying to convince him for $500 on a $50,000 car. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Because now he's working into my money. You know what I mean? So I'm like, no, let's go look at the Camaro. Oof, they freak out when you do that.
Take it away from them.
Take it away from them. They're like, what?
The more you tell them no, the more they want a yes. It never fails.
It works for everything.
You remember that movie American Hustle with Christian Bale?
Yes.
The more that you tell them no, the more they want a yes, bro. That's a universal law. The more you tell someone I can't do it, I can't. It's not working. What do you mean? No, but it never fails.
The takeaway.
Yeah, man. You take it away from them. Yeah. I remember recently there was it was so funny. I work with this lady. She's a monster saleswoman. She's really good.
Women are the best.
And she
when I worked the floor, my sales ladies were the best.
She did something similar where she was pushing them in an Escalade, and those things are going $25,000-$30,000 over. You know, it's $25,000-$30,000 over
That's
MSRP.
Awesome. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And people are buying them. And the lady was super, and her customer was a woman, super hesitant. And then I pretended to call her, and I told her, "All right, I got the deposit for the Escalade." And she puts the phone down, and she's like, "He's about to buy it."
We would do that.
You want, listen, I'm gonna sell him this car. Do you want it or not? Because I'm gonna sell it to him right now. She sold him. She sold it the Escalade.
I remember I would be working a deal. You were the customer, and I was sitting here working a deal on a vet, and there was only that one black one with black interior. The rest of them were different. And my cousin would be in the cubicle next to me, and he would hear me there that I've been there for a minute, and the person doesn't want to pull the trigger. And he would just come around the cubicle, "Hey, Primo, do you have the keys to that black Z06 that's outside?" "Yeah, I have them right here." "Yeah, let me borrow them. I got a guy that's coming back. He's here now. He wants to check it out. I think he's going to take it." That's it, bro.
Worked every time.
It would be like, no, later. No. Hold on a second, bro. I'm buying it. No. It works, bro. It was fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun in that business.
It's awesome, man.
It was.
I'm reliving the glory days.
Yeah, you're going to have a lot of fun doing that. It's a lot of fun.
Definitely.
You got to go take some ups, man, not the freaking phones. Yeah. You got to go take some ups. No. They give you feel like, they treat you like crap. Oh, my gosh.
That's funny.
Let me tell you, some people were so mean, man. My general manager would walk out. My general manager heard some guy, and I think it was like 3 guys that day and a lady, and man, they were being super rude and mean to me, man. And Steve heard them. He was walking by. He's like, guys, get out of my dealership. You can't talk to my sales guys that way.
Well,
just like that. That's the best feeling.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because sometimes they're really mean, but they're hardcore.
That guy had your back.
Yes, I'll never forget that guy. He was the best. You go talk to him, and Steve, this is too much, and blah 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 blah. And they would call it loading your lip, because he would tell you, okay, this is what we're gonna do, and this is what you're gonna say exactly. I would go back and say it like he was saying. Boom, they would sign up, man. It was exciting. It was fun. But you had to have the nerve to do exactly what they told you to do. You couldn't change anything. Exactly what they told you to do. Another thing, good thing, they make you an offer. And you know the offer's close. So you know you're going to go back and check with the desk. And they might give you a go. Don't go back without a commitment to the desk with that offer. Turn the paper around and write, I will buy a car now for $55,700. Put an X, sign here, and let me have your credit card for the deposit and your driver's license. And I'm going to go present the offer, cross your feet, cross your toes, cross your fingers, cross it all, and let's see if we can get a deal. Because now it's you and me against them, you know what I mean? And that's when you get them to give you a commitment. And even then, they would send you back with a bump. I'm sorry, Nelson, I can't do it for 47.5. It's got to be 48.2, and doon. Yeah, and it was a battle, bro. You had to make them, the way that it works in the car business, you got to make them feel like they won. Because if for 1 second they're thinking, damn it, I shouldn't have settled for that much, I could have got another $1,000 off the car, they'll start bouncing on you in the box, in the finance office. They'll start bouncing over there and not sign the paperwork because they're not happy with the price of the car yet. But you got to make sure that they feel like they won on the front end on the price of the car. So when they're doing the financing and they're doing over there, they don't have a problem back there.
I find it so interesting how you'll like this dynamic. I have this thought all the time. In the car business or in a small business, wherever, for whatever reason, people love to negotiate in those situations, right? When they want to buy a car, when they want to walk into a plumber, a hair salon, they always want to negotiate. They didn't negotiate with Apple to pay $2,000 for their iPhone.
It's ridiculous, and you can't.
They didn't negotiate with Samsung to pay for their $1,500 Galaxy. They didn't negotiate with Walmart for that $750 TV.
That's why AutoNation kills it, because you can't negotiate with them. It is what it is.
I like that.
It is. I like that. I rather walk in and say, no, dude, you pay the same thing everybody else pays. There's no discount. There's no changing it. This is what it is. Take it or leave it. Okay, I'll take it. If this is what everybody pays, it's fair. What are you going to say? That's why you buy the phone for $2,000. Everybody's paying $2,000.
I just
That's
think
why you buy the car with 10,000 miles on it.
Yeah,
That's why you go buy the car with 10,000 miles or 15,000 miles, and then you get the deal.
No, the richest people in the world buy pre-owned. That's a fact.
No, and
Fact.
they don't buy sports cars and hot rods. There's a book, Millionaire. What the hell's Millionaire Next Door?
The 3 top brands that are bought by millionaires: Cadillac, Lincoln, and Ford.
Yeah, they don't buy the Porsches, the freaking Ferraris. They don't do that. The Mercedes-Benz, no. But I'm bougie. I'm still gonna do it. I don't give a shit. Even it doesn't matter. I'm still gonna do it.
No, I get it.
I'm gonna live once.
It's just
I
interesting.
can't take the money with me, man.
No, you definitely can't.
I can't.
You're
Warren Buffett's not gonna be able to take all that money with him.
No, he's not.
I promise you.
He's not.
Somebody else is gonna party hardcore when he dies. For a long, long time, many generations. I do make so much that money. It's crazy. It's awesome. He's a beast.
Driving around his little used car.
Yeah, bro. And he
Eating
drives.
a
I hear he
cheeseburger.
drives cheap, wears cheap suits.
Yeah.
I don't know. And there's nothing wrong with that. If that's cool. He still looks good. He's still super smart and super brilliant. Monster entrepreneur. You want to know about that guy's a beast. That's awesome.
There's got to be a balance, though, for sure. I don't want to be that guy. There's a point. So here's a clarification I always tell
That's one thing
everybody.
I've learned. What you're about to say, go.
There's a point where you have to be that way, right? However, I guess to a point where you don't need to be that way anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a point that you got to say, okay, I'm done, dude.
Yeah.
I'm chilling with my family.
You know?
I'll tell my partner on the phone, hey, I'm done, bro. I'm going to go hang out with my wife, watch TV, and chill. That's it.
Man.
You know?
110%.
Because it's not all about chasing the dollar.
No. And it gets to a point where that doesn't motivate you anymore. You know what I mean? Once you're worth 50, 100, 150, $500 million, you can't spend that kind of money. So what are you going to do? You seriously going to sit here and be frugal and look at every single dollar? You have to do that to get to that level. However, once you're there, there's other things you got to prioritize. It's not so much about, saving the $5 at Walmart on the coupons. And no, man.
And there's people that have fun. My wife loves doing that. Even though
there's nothing wrong with that.
She loves with the coupons and the savings, and that's
Right.
fine. And she saves us tons of money. We could use that to go on vacation or to go to extra.
No, there's nothing wrong with
whatever.
that.
It doesn't matter. But I have this new saying that I put it on it's in front of my wall. I pasted it. I printed it on my printer, and I put it there. And my good friend Rick Presley, Bud told me this the other day, and I heard him say it, and I was like, bro, say that again. And I typed it up. If you get your head right and your heart right, your bank accounts will follow.
Wow. That's amazing.
If you get your head right and you get your heart right, your bank accounts will follow.
Wow.
Unbelievable, dude.
It's fantastic.
And it's true, man. It is true. I've had a monster week this week. Awesome. Like, amazing. I made an amazing deal today. I got my buddy a job making a freaking ton of money. No, it's been a great week. It's been a great week. And you never know. It just happens, dude. It just happens like that. I needed to start a deal. I needed funding. I didn't have it. And all of a sudden, somebody heard me talking to somebody about a particular deal that he wanted me to do, but I didn't have the funding, and he heard me from over there. And later on, yo, how much does it take, bro? I got you. Let's do it. Closed, done deal, done already. Within 24 hours. Contracts and everything already. I already have the staff. I'm already working on the staff, recruiting people for Monday. You never know. It just happens like that, bro. It comes to you like that, but you got to be ready. You got to work on it. You got to be ready. Yeah. So when they tell you, call this dude at 11:30, you don't have to learn or find out what you got to say. You know what I mean? You just call the guy and you already got it. Hey, what's up, Randy? Hey, listen, what's up, dude? I got your name from so-and-so. He asked me to give you a call because you needed this service. Yeah, man, he's telling me you guys been playing. It was just a quick conversation. He asked me a couple of questions, and he told me what he needed. I was like, cow, that's a lot. Let's go. Just like that. Oh, man, I'm excited. He's telling me he's excited to do business with me, bro.
You got to be ready for the opportunities.
You got to be ready for the opportunities. When luck, what's it called again? We were talking about a long time. It's when preparation
meets opportunity.
Yeah,
that's luck.
That's luck. Yes, because if you're not ready and the opportunity shows up, goes right by. You don't even notice it goes by. Because you weren't ready, so you don't even see it.
110%, man.
You don't even see it.
You got to be prepared, man. That's the biggest thing, I think. Opportunities are really scarce. So if you're not prepared and you're not ready to snatch it up when it pops up, that's your fault.
You remember when I used to pick you up and I would say, Nelson, the minute you would get in the car and you would start talking, and I would tell you, Nelson, hi, good morning, I love you, bro. And then I said, I don't want to talk, dude. I want to listen to Eric Thomas right now. And we would listen to Eric Thomas for 30 minutes. And by the time we got to our office,
we're ready.
We were rocking, right?
Yeah.
And we did that every day. And once you got to then you would show up, Brandy, look what I got for you, bro. Check this out. Bah! And you would play it in the car. I was like, oh my gosh. It was, remember? Oh my God. It was those, yeah.
That's those days. It was the personal development in those rough moments when I was still developing myself that got me to where I am today. Because if in those rough moments I didn't put myself with the tapes and read the books while I wasn't doing well financially, I don't even know where I'd be today.
Yeah, most people, you know what they do? They listen to everybody else. They go, listen, dude, you need to go get a job.
I'd probably be working some.
You need to go get a job. Right, and I remember, And I remember you wouldn't get a job. I go, Nelson, I would tell you sometimes, I go, Nelson, I think I got enough money for like 5 cheeseburgers, 6 cheeseburgers. Remember we would go, and we would buy a bunch of cheeseburgers, you know, we're good, bro. Yeah. We'd go to our meeting.
Yeah, man.
You know, and then the next thing you know, we made $1,000, or, you know, we sponsored 3 people, and we had a meeting in a house and 6 people signed up. You know what I mean?
Man.
Those were the times. We're telling you, good times, but
you got
to go through the failure.
Yeah. I saw something on Instagram that was amazing. It said, these are the days you used to pray for. And the moments when you were praying, you will remember for eternity. Meaning those bad moments when you were praying for this, what you have now, be grateful for what you have now. But I bet you miss those moments.
I do. I'm just telling you, I miss
grind,
those days,
like,
the grind.
In spite of how bad we thought we felt in those moments,
we weren't bad. We
were having so much fun, man.
There were some people that were in such a worse situation than us, bro.
We got to be grateful.
Such a situation. You see them all the time. You see people in those situations all the time. It breaks my heart when I walk into Walmart and I see, you know, people at the greeting there, the older people greeting you, the seniors greeting you. It breaks my heart to see that. That's somebody that had a little glitch in the back end of their life, and their retirement didn't work out properly, and they have to go hustle and work a ridiculous job to be able to pay their bills at home. That's heartbreaking. You think you got it bad? That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, man.
That guy don't need to be working anymore. He'd be home relaxing, watching the sun rise, drinking his cup of coffee on a porch with his wife, chilling out. Whatever it is, but not working.
I'll never forget. I just had this conversation with somebody like, Nelson, you're so outgoing. You're not scared of talking, and you're not scared of like approaching people, and you're not scared of those things. I told him, you know what I'm scared of?
What?
I'm scared of being flat broke. Oof. I'm scared of not chasing my dream. I'll accept not getting my dream if I went after it.
Just when you know how sometimes you fall into that little fear thing. And I'm going to talk about fear now. You fall into that little fear thing where you get that feeling, your pit in your stomach, and your heart's racing because you get scared for whatever reason. Then you snap out of it. You're like, wait a second, dude, what are you worried about, bro? There's a dude in jail right now serving 30 years, having a horrible life. You're in the game. You can change your game. You just got to change what you're doing. Whatever you're doing, fix it, work on it. Right? Fear. False evidence appearing real, brother. That's what that is. There's a good story I tell people about fear all the time. There's this dude, he's always jogging, and every time he gets around this one block, there's this dog that comes out, bro, and a dog chases him, bro, and he has to bolt, hauling butt, jumping the gate to get away from the dog. And he does this for days, a bunch of weeks or whatever. Finally, one day, he's just angrier. I don't know what it was, but that day he just turned around and screamed at the dog to see if the dog would just go away and not bite him. And when he finally got close to the dog's face, he realized that the dog didn't have any teeth, man. Can you imagine? Yeah. And he started cracking up. He couldn't believe it. I'd been freaking running from this damn dog. He couldn't even bite me. Fear, brother, false evidence appearing real. That's the best definition for it, I appear. Yeah, man. You can't let it stop you. You got to keep going. You got to pick up the phone. You got to make the call, even when you're scared.
100%.
You got to do it, because when you make the call the first time, you're going to be terrible. You're going to be horrible. But I'll make the call with you, Nelson. Come on, let's go. I'll get on the phone. I'm going to be right here, man. Don't worry about it. You're going to be horrible, dude. All right, don't worry. If you get scared, and you just hang up on them. Don't worry about it. You get scared, just hang up on them. All right, let's try it again. Do it again. Then, dude, by the time we made 50 calls, he had his pitch going. And I used to do this at night when I was building Excel with my good friend Bud, that's still my coach, mentor, business partner. I just spoke to him on the way here, telling him about this podcast. Okay, I met this guy in the business such a long time ago, and he was the one that introduced me to doing MLM over the phone on the computer, doing it with webinars. And it's kind of like what we had in that time, because they didn't have the technology that we have now, but you could still get a little video here in the computer, and you kind of could see yourself. And we started buying leads, and we developed this little plan. And, back in those days, people were tired of hearing, I want you to come to this meeting with me. I want you to come to this hotel. Amway had already been around for 30. There was already the Amway Center in Orlando. Amway was already worldwide. People didn't want to go to meetings. They didn't want to have meetings in their house, even though the meetings in their house are the best. In my opinion. They're the most fun. But we started building it online, bro. And we started training people on the phone. Like I just told you, I would do that with people on the phone on a 3-way call. I'm going to be right here with y'all. And when you call your mom to talk to her about getting services, if you get nervous in the middle of your call to her, just tell her I'm on the phone with you and turn it over to me, man. But I want you to start because I want you to practice. Because after this, we're going to call a couple other people, and I will tell them, make a list of everybody that loves you, man. And those are the first ones we're going to call. And even those will tell you no. Obviously, if it doesn't work out for them, they're not going to do it. And we would train, and we would do it over the phone on the internet. And, brother, we built a business in over 27 states. I finally had built a business that I was pretty much financially independent. I had my own apartment. I was working my own hours. I was making killer income. It was amazing. And then the company filed Chapter 13, and it all ended like this, from one day to the next.
That's life, man.
And that's the way it is, bro. I had to go get a job after living a freaking nice life for a bit. For a bit, it was nice, and it's the way it is. That's
life.
It happens, man.
That's life, brother.
Thank God I didn't get sick. You know what I mean? Or get a disease or something, you know. That's a problem. You can't fix that. You can't. No, there's nothing for that, you know?
There's always a reason to be grateful.
Yeah.
There's always a reason to be grateful. My brother, this has been amazing.
It's been amazing. We're so over. Are you kidding me? I can keep going, man. I'm just getting started.
Of course. Nah, we could be here all night. So I always wrap up all my podcasts the same way. I just ask my guests three questions. So first question, what inspires you?
Jesus.
Amen, brother. That's the shortest answer I've ever heard.
Start your day seeking the Lord. Seek first the kingdom of God, bro. And everything else will be brought unto you.
Amen, my brother. The Bible is the most practical book I've ever read.
Man. Every day I start my day.
Such a good lesson, you know, so many good lessons.
Amen. My life changed when that's when your life, that's a whole nother hour. But yeah, you should do that.
Ask and it shall be given you.
Yes. Ask and you shall receive.
Seek and you shall find.
Yes.
For every man that asketh, receiveth. And he that receiveth, findeth. And for him that knocketh,
it will open.
The door shall be open.
Good stuff, man.
I have that written on my board, and I
use
it every day when I walk out.
That's the one out of the million things that I learned from Anthony Robbins. Every time I hear that, ask and you shall receive. Because a lot of people, they sit there and they do a nice pitch. They can tell you all about the car, and they can tell you the price of the car, and they fail that one question. Sign right here. Let me have your driver's license and your credit card, and we'll go to get the car cleaned up for you. And stop talking. Ask for the deal. If you don't ask for the deal, how are you going to get the deal?
Seriously. Second question, what's your dream?
Oh, man. My dream, Nelson. My dream is to retire. One of them is to, when I retire with my wife, we're going to buy a big mobile home, a big bus, bro. And we're going to travel around the United States. That's one of our dreams. That's like a one that I think about. Right now, my main goal, my main dream right now is to retire Christy. Get her out of there. Get her out of there. It's gonna take me to make a lot of money because she makes a lot of money. So I want to get her out of there.
Can't wait.
That's one of them. My daughter, helping my daughter, mentoring my daughter. My daughter's playing basketball on top of, her doing fantastic in school. She's a great student. She's a great person. She's a great friend. But she's a baller, bro. And I wanna see her play college ball. And that's another dream. I'm telling you. Of course. Yes. Nelson, being a Disney voice actor, helping him get his Disney license and get him working for Disney and achieving his dream and helping him, that's awesome. That's another one of my dreams. I have a few. I can go on and on about the dream, brother. You know, that's me, man. I'm always doing it. I was inside my buddy's Corvette the other day because I'm telling you. And he had just got there. I got to his house, and he got it, bought it. I didn't even know about it, bro. I got to his house for a party for his daughter, with my daughter, brother, and I walk, and I see the white Vet with the red interior. I think that's the color you like. I think you like black interior, right?
No, it's the white with the red and black interior.
That's the one he has. So whenever you want to go take you so you can see it, we'll sit in it. He had just gotten there where he hasn't even driven it yet. Wow. It was sitting in the garage, and the kids were in the backyard in the pool, and like a couple hours later, we went into the garage, him and I, and we sat in there and played with the car for like an hour, dude. Wow. I got to push all the buttons and open the door. What does this do? Because he was like me. He didn't know nothing about the car, and he was letting me be part of it. It was amazing. That's monster dream building for me, bro. I'm sitting there looking at the heads-up display. I'm sitting in the Vet, touching the suede dash, the little square steering wheel that it has. Forget about it.
That's awesome.
That's how you dream. You got to go sit inside of it. You got to go drive it.
We will one day. We'll go.
Yeah.
What's next for you?
Oh, my God. I got a bunch of things on my plate right now. I'm doing health insurance. I'm learning digital marketing and affiliate marketing. All kinds of things, man. I'm excited. That's what I'm doing right now. Mainly insurance, telemarketing, you know what I mean? I'm in the lead business. And like I said, I've been learning digital marketing, freelance marketing, affiliate marketing for like the last 4 months. I've been really deep in learning that process. Nice. Yeah, it's fun. Big learning curve, something completely new. So it takes a while to start generating the money, but you start seeing it, you see me making the videos on TikTok, and, it's fun. I get to use everything that I've learned with you and things that you get to use it. Just pointing it in a different direction.
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
So, Randy, this was amazing. This was awesome.
I had a lot more fun than I thought, man.
How can people connect with you?
On TikTok. My email, letswin58@gmail.com.
What's your TikTok handle?
Man, I don't remember it.
Randy starts a side hustle. Come on.
That's it. I had to change it the other day. Randy starts a side hustle. Let's verify. Hold on.
TikTok.
Yeah, Randy's side hustle journey.
There we go.
Randy's side hustle journey.
TikTok.
Yeah.
All righty, guys. This has been another fantastic episode of the Montana Method Podcast. Your host, Nelson Rodriguez, signing out. Push it to the limit. The world is yours. If you're not chasing a dream, life is meaningless, guys. Till the next one.
I've been out here hustling all my life. Every day we get into it. Really out here in these streets. That's day and night. Like there's nothing to it. When I was going through it, dog, I never got your call. I never asked for nothing, no. But now I want it all. I promise I'ma do it. Came from rags to riches. Rags to riches. Came from rags to riches. Rags to riches. Came from rags.